What's up, guys? All muscle. Back on this CL. As you can see, I've got it loaded on the trailer. Alright, so what we've got done so far is we've kind of got the front end a little bit somewhat put together. The rest of the car, as far as the hydraulic setup, the suspension is operating in perfect condition. We had to raise and lower. After we got it installed, we had to raise and lower it a few times, bleed the system of air, and now it works flawlessly. One of the things that was actually an issue was when we first got it fired up. We had I put it up on my scanner, and I was getting a reading of zero bar from the pump. So I was getting nothing coming out of the pump. So come to find out, I did a little research on it, and what people do is they take a air hose, and basically what I did is I took my air hose nozzle, my blower nozzle, and I put it on a, I don't know, about a half inch or 3/8 size hose. I'm not sure what it was, but you take that and you bump the air in here like a spurt fashion. So just take it, blast it, shut it off, blast it, shut it off while the car is running, and then you'll just hear you'll hear like a noise where, you know, kind of like a sound that the fluid has taken to the pump. And once you hear that, you'll end up getting a reading on the scanner of, you know, whatever the PSI is that it's pushing in there. So anyways, once we did that, the suspension operated flawlessly. But anyways, so it's loaded on the trailer right now. We had to kind of pause on it. There's a reason why. Here's the other car. It's still here. We're going to be getting rid of this here soon, hopefully. But first, we ended up getting a excuse me. We ended up getting a bunch of calls on some of the items off this car. So we're going to go ahead and tear this guy down. Number one, that's going to give us a slot basically for another vehicle to sit here. And number two, it's going to satisfy some of the needs that our customers have. So anyways, once we get rid of this car, we'll get back on the CL, but as of right now, we are commencing the teardown on the Corvette here. This car is, again, this is a parts car. I've mentioned that in my previous videos, and it's getting tore down completely. Once it's tore down, we'll take it and get rid of it. This will end up just being a scrap unit. This one here is a salvage title with a pretty bad rear quarter section of the frame that's damaged back there. So I'm not saving that. But anyways, on the CL, still what it's going to need, we're going to have to pull this frame. The lineup on the frame horns here is about a ½ inch off. So we're going to have to pull this. We're going to have to pull this passenger side frame rail out about a ½ inch, and then also the tower. The tower here is actually leaning, and it's pushed into the. It's pushed in towards the motor, so we're gonna have to bring that out about 3/4 of an inch is what measurements that I got. So we're bringing that out, bringing the frame rail out, and then there's some sheet metal work that has to be replaced down in here. As you can see, that's pretty bad. It's pretty buckled in there. But anyways, still kind of deciding what to do on this car. I might just get it as nice as I can, and then get rid of it. I'm not sure. But we've got it all polished out, that headlight. That headlight came out pretty nice, actually. But if you can see here, look at the gap on here. There is no gap. It just sits right up against the fender there, the hood. Also on this side, the hood is basically sitting on top of the fender, and that is where the problem is. So when we pull the frame out and replace that sheet metal, we'll be able to fix that. That's not a big deal. I just don't know whether or not I'm going to be able to pull that upper. I know I can pull the frame horn or the frame rail, but the shock tower I'm gonna see what I could do with that. But anyways, she's still gonna need a couple more things when the framework is done. Like the front windshield. The front windshield is, I don't know if you can see that in that glare, but yeah, the front windshield is shattered. If we can save the front windshield out of that car, sometimes when you pull them, if you're not very careful, you hit a snag on something while you're cutting that out of there, it'll shatter. So I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping we can get that out of there. For me, it's been about a 50-50. Sometimes right at the beginning, as soon as I touch it with the Sawzall, it'll shatter, and sometimes it comes right out, no problem, no issues. So we'll figure that out when the time comes. But as of right now, we're going to be tearing down this Corvette, and then when I get back on this vehicle here, of course I'll update you and give you some more videos on that framework over there. But anyways, there she is. She's kind of somewhat back together. I mean, it's drivable. It runs. I drove it onto the trailer. The other car is actually drivable. We drove it back there. Nothing is in non-running condition. Usually when the cars are in non-running condition, they're kind of more of a hassle to deal with if you want to move them around, put them on the trailer or whatever. But anyway, since they're all running, even this Corvette, we just drove it right off the trailer. It helps out a lot when the cars are running. But anyways, we'll get you another update as soon as I can. This is it, signing out for right now.